Now back to Let's Chat with Tita Gracie, only here on V81 Radio.
And we're back to Let's Chat with Tita Gracie, and we have a very special guest tonight. Her name is Vicky Veloso-BARRERA, and she is a well-known culinary authority, and she's everybody's favorite cooking instructor. Vicky, I'm so glad that you joined us today because we were chatting yesterday about comfort food, and it's what really gives comfort to a lot of people now. They open their fridge when they're stressed, when they watch too much news, and what are your thoughts on preparing comfort food?
And I when I read the posts and messages of my friends from Facebook or the different chat groups, I can feel really the anxiety that people have about the future, because nobody knows really exactly when this is going to be over. So if you can, for me, if you can put some joy into like your family's day, like for me now, I have to cook two full meals a day instead of one, because they're here the whole time. And I really look forward to planning things that I think, they're going to enjoy. I like trying out new things now that there's time, and indulging them in treats that, as I said, I hope will put a smile on their face. Just make them happy
Yes,
for a little while. Uh,
true.
yes, we want to eat healthy, which is why actually my focus meal wise is really on fresh produce. No,
Yes,
when all of us were starting to panic buy, I was still focused more on getting as much fresh produce as I could, and the canned goods that I do buy consist mostly of like canned vegetables, like canned tomatoes,
yes,
which you for your
yeah.
tomato process. So you really, like I do of course have my family's health in mind, but I also have their, your emotional health in mind. And so, if you can cook little things that make them happy, make them smile a
Yes.
little, then then it really lifts everyone's day.
Right. One of the things that I thought about when I was planning this entire show, because my first episode was during Easter Sunday. When I was thinking about how what my vision is for the show, one of the things is that I always want to put forth every week is to make people feel good because of the environment that everybody's experiencing everywhere in of fear and insecurity. It's as if nothing is certain in this world. But I think the one thing that I felt is important is people are safe at home, not stuck at
Mhm.
home.
Yeah.
And being in your home, safe with your entire family is a blessing.
Yes. Very much so.
It's a tremendous blessing, and we have to inspire the family as women makers. We have to make that extra effort to inspire, especially the young kids, because they're the most sensitive to stuff like this, to trauma and
Mhm.
to negative issues in the
Yep.
news and
Yeah.
out there, and the fear. And actually our generation, this is the second time that we've experienced curfew. I never thought I'd experience martial law like curfew, but time of my life, it's like, oh boy, I never imagined that I would be living in quarantine with a curfew, and I cannot even go out because I'm already a senior. And to me it's like, if it hits me in a bad way or in a negative way, I should not allow it to erode my sense of security.
Yeah.
And and I must put it upon myself as a broadcaster and as a responsible communicator, hope that
Mm-hmm.
we we are homemakers, all of us now, everybody, homemaking is not just a mom's duty, but it's the duty of everybody because you're a part of that home. It should not just be the mom, right?
And even if you're as the mom, you do most of it now and they don't do so much, you're still setting the example that they're going to follow one day. So
Yes.
it's still okay. Actually, my kids are still busy because of making requirements. They're not exactly not doing anything. So they're but seeing what you do, what I do, that's also showing them. Like showing them for the future. It's like my mom letting me go with her to the wet market, to Cartimar before with her when I was really small. So now
Oh,
I
I
have
love Cartimar.
the wet. I love the palengke. I'm
Yeah,
really
I love Cartimar and I go to the vegetable section.
yeah, you're still setting an example. And my son just turned 21 the other day, and he had plans for his birthday. We didn't know that this was going to drag out this far, and I just wrote on his timeline. I said, this lockdown, it can keep you here physically, but it cannot keep your dreams, your imagination, your the things that you're hoping for. Those it doesn't restrain that. It's
Absolutely.
things that we were planning to do, but they're just postponed.
Yes,
They're not never going to happen. And
true.
yeah, just a few months ago, I was in St. Jude because I sell my children's books by going directly to the schools, no? So I give talks of storytelling there, and I was telling because I was promoting this book three of my this book three deals like with sadness. It's like a book about how to find joy, in sad times, because that's what the story is about. And so when I was talking to the kids there, I noticed that the point where they were really glued, to me, all these grade school kids, was when I told them, I said, there will always be problems in life, right? You will always have a problem.
Yes.
You have to understand this homework. There's this problem in your house. Someone in your family is sick. When is this going to end? You this. I can promise you this. It will end one day.
Right.
It might. I don't know when that day is going to be. If it's soon or a long time from now, but it is going to end just the way the day always follows the night. And they were really paying attention.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
You know, Vicky, those are really wise words.
Mhm.
This too shall pass. This
Yeah.
pandemic will, and I think the way we nurture our home lives will really be important to the next generation, to our children, our nieces and nephews, even to our other housemates, because like I always believe that when you establish a home, you should make it as comfortable and as relaxed and surround yourself with the things. And I'm going to lead into something that gives a lot of people joy, and that's a great cookie. And everybody's favorite cookie is the Oreo
Yeah.
cookie. And I know that the first video you prepared for us is about the Oreo cookie. So give us a bit of video.
Oh, this one is this is a cookie dish that you don't even have to buy. But when they sell this treat, at the DLSU fairs, there's always a long queue. So I said, I have to do this. I have to teach this to my students because it's just too fun and it's too easy. I mean, 5 minutes and you've got this really nice treat that is really sure to put a smile on someone's face.
So ladies, that we're going to show right now features our favorite Oreo cookie. So let's roll that video, please.
Hi, I'm Vicky Veloso-BARRERA of Tiny Kitchen, and I'm going to be showing you something that your kids and you yourselves will surely love. This is a recipe for deep fried Oreos, and it's really simple. We just need a little bit of flour, of all-purpose flour, and we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon and a half of sugar, a little bit of salt, just 1/4 teaspoon, and then we just whisk this. Now, if you don't have flour or if you don't have some of these other ingredients, you can use a pan mix will do just fine. Just follow the instructions. And then now we're going to add the wet ingredients to our dry. So our wet ingredients are a half cup of milk, 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, or margarine, and 1 egg. So we're just going to whisk this together. Now, what's nice about this recipe is that this is actually my recipe for the batter for waffles. And it can also be used, the batter for pancakes. So I'm a big fan of things that can be used for many purposes. So as I said, this can be used for waffles, it can be used for pancakes. And if you think the batter's a little bit too thick, you can just thin it out with a little bit of milk or water. Actually, if you thin it out even to the point when it's very thin, you could even use it for crepes. Cut vegetable oil, heat it up here, and I've got my Oreos, so I'm just going to dip them in the batter and drop them into the hot oil. This is very fast. Here, so just dip it in. Okay, and then just flip that. See, it's already these two. This is already done. Okay, so let's for a short while. Okay, and then all you have to do is just sprinkle a little powdered sugar on top. Oh, they're still hot. So my powdered sugar is melting, but that's okay. Makes it just a little bit more sweet. See, and here we have our deep fried Oreo ready to eat. Now, if you want a variation on this, to the same batter, we're just going to add a little bit of cocoa. You don't have cocoa in your house, you can use any powdered chocolate drink like Milo, you can use that instead. So I'm adding a tablespoon of cocoa and a little bit of red food coloring. Okay, why do I have a red velvet version of this? Well, you know, in the world of Tiny Kitchen, kids love anything that is red velvet or unicorn or rainbow colored and flavored. They really just love that. So okay, you can add just a little bit more of the red. Okay, I think actually we need to put just a little bit more of red food coloring to bring out that reddish tint. Kids love things that have that reddish tint. Okay, so just a bit more red food coloring. Try not to get it on your fingers because this really stains. Okay, so there, much better. Much better. So you can make it as dark or as lightly red as you or your kids like. Okay, now this is ready. Let me put the oil back. Let me put the saucepan back on top of the burner and let's get out any burnt pieces. Okay, so again, we're just going to coat the Oreos with the batter and drop them in. You can drop any kind of cookie, not just Oreos. So you can be creative with whatever you have in your house, and it cooks very quickly. If you're not going to use all the batter right away, you can even store it in the ref for the day. So you can cook these things on demand. Here, so they've kept their reddish tint despite becoming golden brown in the oil. So we'll just fish these out. Okay, let them drain on paper towels. And then I've got my powdered sugar again ready here. So we just sift the powdered sugar on top. That's the finishing touch. And there you have it. Our red velvet deep fried Oreo. Enjoy.
Tomorrow, everyone's gonna go to the supermarket, Vicky, to buy Oreos. So if you're in the
Anything.
supermarkets, better stock up on Oreo cookies tomorrow.
Actually, the guy that we used to buy that from in LaSalle, he would also fry fruit, chunks of watermelon. So you just have that nice crispy batter. So you can be creative and you can cook anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, aside from the Oreo, are there other cookies that you can use?
Yeah, anything that you have in your house, you've got butter cookies there. Anything that you can coat with batter, you can fry. Yeah, my husband says that it's a little bit like churros.
Yeah, churros actually. Well, churros are so easy because it's really just flour and
Water and
water.
flour.
Yeah, and no, but certainly, when it comes to like stocking up your kitchen with quick bites to eat, like everybody's into watching their favorite Netflix or whatever, and so having a good cookie or a bunch of different kinds of cookies is easy because you can just buy them, but preparing them and stepping up is easy because the recipe showed that batter recipe is good for 5 different recipes. I noted it's a basic pancake recipe.
Basic
You
waffle.
waffles. If you put more water, you can be more
It can
crepe.
be
You can make a crepe and you can fill it up with fruit or like a simple banana and Nutella crepe. That's which is my favorite. And then of course, you've got the two variants of your Oreo cookie. So basic and red velvet. And if you don't want it red, you can just make it chocolate, right? Because you said you can put any chocolate drink. So that's
yes.
6 recipes in one basic,
Mhm.
not even, it doesn't even take 20 minutes to put that
Yeah,
batter.
no, it took like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and if you have those basic items in your kitchen, uh, basic pantry stuffers,
Mhm.
I instead of buying like a prepared hot cake mix, you're better off with just getting a good flour,
Mhm.
flour and some eggs. You've got to have them all the time. Flour, eggs, baking powder is very important
Yeah,
also
you're
because
definitely, yeah. Baking powder,
yeah,
baking soda,
and
salt.
baking soda.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeast.
like some iodized salt and some basic ingredients. Because I noticed you use fine confectioner sugar to
Mhm.
dust the
Yeah,
cookie out.
yeah. You need that
Right?
for
If you don't
icing.
have that, can they just use like a regular granulated sugar?
It's not the same. You don't have that
Yeah.
powdery.
So
You
it's
don't have
good to
that
have
powdery.
uh, a box of confectioner sugar to dust.
Yes, which many supermarkets carry already. And then,
Yes.
like for the first few weeks of the lockdown, it was very hard to find flour. And that wasn't my problem because actually, the day the lockdown started, March 15, that was a Sunday. The next day, March 16, was when my classes were supposed to start. So we had fully stocked Tiny Kitchen for like
Wow.
7 weeks of classes. So I had flour, but if you were nowadays, I mean, like you can already find in your area, I'm sure, people that will deliver flour and other baking ingredients.
Wow,
So
that's true.
yeah, you check. You just need to check. Here where I stay in Scout Tobias, Quezon City, my daughter has a classmate in New Manila that is selling all kinds of baking ingredients. So I'm sure in other parts of the metro there are people doing that too. So just because you go to the grocery and there's no flour there doesn't mean you can't bake. There are
Yes, yes.
options now.
Yeah, because some people they have become very resourceful now. and they make the extra effort to supply homes with ingredients, fresh vegetables, baking materials. And in fact, here in my area, in the Sucat, Parañaque area, before the lockdown, I noticed that there are now at least 6 stores that sell baking ingredients at wholesale prices because of the rise of home
Yeah.
cooks, women that sell cookies and banana bread and stuff like that. And the stores are very well stocked because aside from ingredients, they also sell packaging.
Yeah. Yeah. And all
Yeah.
your
So
equipment.
yeah, all the basic equipment. And I think that you're right about getting the kids started early and finding out that, because especially giving food as gifts, it's very welcome during the holiday season. And I noticed that over the last few years, and they've become, it's not just anymore the usual fruit cake or polvoron, but now all the range of cookies that I would get, and pies, and people are getting very creative in their kitchens.
Yeah, no, it's good because then it saves you. It saves you a lot of money for one thing. It saves
Yes.
you from queuing up in the stores, and then it's appreciated when they know it's made by you. Now, food gifts at Christmas time. My only suggestion is, because this is what we used to do for the longest time. Our Christmas gifts was always food. No, we like to give the gifts like at the very start of December or even like late November, because after that the flood of food gifts starts coming in. So the earlier you can give yours, the more likely it can be appreciated and remembered. Yeah.
Yes. And I just have a basic question. How do you test like the shelf life? Because I do know that if you make a batch of cookies, like chocolate crinkles or oatmeal cookies, they have a shelf life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do
If
you
they're
do
not
you
made,
test that? Yeah, how do you test
yeah,
that?
if they're not made with preservatives, really they're just good for like a few days, because after that they'll start to get dry, and even if you store them in the ref, they'll also dry out. So actually the kind of food gifts that we would give would be either something moist so that it can last longer, because anything that has moisture tends to keep longer, or I give things like polvoron, which you can keep at room temperature. But our polvoron recipe is Oreo flavored, which we teach you to
Wow.
do. So it's really yummy. No?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
yum. Yeah, we
yeah,
also have a basic recipe for polvoron here in my house, and it's cookie based also, and Oreo is one of the flavors that we use. Now, since we're all on the topic of comfort food, another comfort food that everybody loves is pasta.
Mhm.
And there's so many different varieties of pasta available now. And the nice thing is, you can make a cold pasta or a hot or a warm pasta, right? A
Yeah,
pasta salad is great right now for the summer. In fact, that's what I have. I've been making cold pasta salad for myself. And of course, the ultimate comfort pasta food is something with a nice hearty sauce. But
hmm,
this next recipe that you prepared for us, this video you prepared for us, features a very interesting local ingredient. Maybe you'd
yeah,
like to.
which is also very comforting for a lot of
Yeah,
Pinoy.
yeah. So this next video that Vicky has prepared for us features a favorite Pinoy food called tinapa with
Mhm.
angel hair pasta. So ladies and gentlemen, please watch the next video.
I'm Vicky Veloso-BARRERA and welcome to my Tiny Kitchen Cooking School. We're going to make a very quick and easy pasta today, and I'm going to use angel hair, which cooks very quickly. Boiling salted water here, this only takes like 2 minutes to cook. And while it's cooking, we'll get the sauce done. So this uses tinapa or smoked fish. We're using smoked bangus, smoked milkfish, and we're just going to sort of shred it. something that I love doing. I like taking the meat off, the bones and the skin of things, because then you can feel very carefully to avoid like the sharp bones, no, all the tinik, and you can make sure that you get all the yummy pieces like the belly, which is healthy for you also. So you can use smoked bangus or smoked galunggong. I just buy this in the supermarket. You can also get this in the market. But if you buy this in the market, make sure you know the seller. Because a boyfriend of my mom who has fish stands once told her, never buy smoked fish from someone you don't know, because that might be a dead fish that you just smoke. And then we have garlic here, which is already crushed. So in our free time, we like to crush a lot of heads of garlic and then just keep them in oil in the ref, so that every time you want to cook, you've got your garlic ready. And then I have some green onions also, which I'm just going to cut with a scissor. So this is going to give flavor and a little bit of color to our pasta. So I have my garlic, my tinapa, now I have this green onion. And we're also going to get the zest or the peel of a lemon, because this goes very nicely with smoked fish. So just a little bit of this. And if you don't have a lemon, you can use dayap. If you don't have dayap, you can use calamansi. Or if you don't have any citrus on hand, you can just skip this, it's fine. And for the green onion, if you don't have green onion, you can use leeks. Actually, it's also just to put a little bit of color. So if you've got green bell pepper, red bell pepper, just cut them in small pieces. So it also just makes the pasta look more attractive. Okay, we should be almost done, because this angel hair or capellini takes only 2 minutes to cook. So when you buy Italian pastas, the pack always says how long it's going to take. Okay, so this is a meal that you, as you can see, you can put on your table in like 5 minutes or less. So just want to make sure that it's al dente, or you can cook it a bit longer if you like it soft. Okay, that can take just a little bit longer. In the meantime, I'll just get my sauce started. So we have olive oil here. Okay, so just adding some olive oil to the pan, so it's nice and healthy. You can use pure olive oil, or you can even use pomace, which is cheaper. It's actually better than the extra virgin, because when you have a lot of heat, it actually destroys the healthy properties in extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil should really be safe for like salad dressings, no? Or for eating raw. So put our garlic there. Okay, we'll let that cook just a little bit. Let me check if this is done now. And of course, the garlic already smells so good. It's done. See? So fast. So I'm just going to drain this. You can use, of course, any pasta that you have on hand. So cooking is just being able to make the most of whatever you have. Okay, so I'm just gonna add the tinapa, and it's already cooked. So just blending it with the olive oil. I'm going to add a little bit more, because that's going to be our sauce. So you just need the garlic, the olive oil, the tinapa, and then the green onion and the lemon. This only needs pepper. Since the tinapa is already a bit salty, you don't need to put salt. So that's done. Just put in my pasta. Just blend it together. You can even just turn off the heat already. You can do what the Italians do and use 2 spoons to help you combine the whole thing, because it's sort of difficult to combine with just 1 spoon. You can also do this with smoked salmon or actually any kind of canned fish. You can do this also with tuna. So a very, very quick and easy pasta. But tinapa, especially tinabang bangus, has a very comforting flavor to it and something that is really nice. Very comforting to eat. So there we are. Just going to put it here in our serving plate. And that's it. Your pasta with tinapa.
Okay, that seems simple enough to do. And tinapa is something that a lot of people would think would be the last thing on their minds when they're thinking of doing a pasta, right?
But
And
that's really nice. Yeah, very popular.
yeah,
Very popular in class. And as a twist, if you don't have pasta, just do the whole thing and combine it with rice. Tinapa fried
oh,
rice. So
that's
good.
true.
Yeah.
And you said that if they don't have tinapa, you can use a salmon,
Mm-hmm.
smoked salmon. You
Canned
can
salmon, canned
canned
tuna,
salmon,
yeah,
canned tuna. Now, it
fish.
seems like the whole Philippines is flooded with sardines. Can it
Mhm.
work with sardines?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. Yeah.
So that's good news, no? If you're on a budget and you get your relief goods from your barangay and you have 2 or 3 cans of tuna and
Yeah,
you don't
turn it into a
have
pasta.
usual, you can do a tuna pasta,
Yes.
a sardines pasta.
Yeah.
That's great. I love it because it's so versatile. And if you don't have angel hair pasta, you use a basic spaghetti.
Yes, any pasta. I only chose that one because it's fast.
It's fast. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I always have angel hair pasta and the basic spaghetti always in my house. So like I said, if you don't have time, then angel hair pasta cooks fast.
Yeah.
Now, again, if we're building our basic pantry stuffers, I'm making a list since the show started. So flour, eggs, of course,
Dry
your
ingredients. Yeah.
and then pasta is important to always have because it gives you the elbow room to innovate as far as the sauce goes, right? You made a basic olive oil an oil based sauce, and
Mm-hmm.
then of course like the usual tomato based sauce. But I think with the tinapa, I bet you a lot of people are gonna start their tinapa pastas at home.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice just like that, without the cream, without any tomato sauce, so that the flavor of the tinapang bangus really comes through.
Yes, really comes out. So, I like the idea that we can localize a pasta dish, a Filipino. Actually, Pinoys love to do that. We like to make it like the spaghetti. We'll make it sweet with red hot dogs.
Mhm.
Our hamburgers are not just like the way Americans make it with like a tremendous amount of beef, but we put all other ingredients
Yeah.
in our burger patty. And
Yeah.
now with pasta, you're saying that we can use tinapa. What are the other local ingredients you think we can use in a pasta?
Or there's any any fresh whatever produce you can come across. So if you have like even just some tomatoes or um even if you have eggplant, Filipino vegetables, they work well in pasta, so those would be good.
Yeah. You,
um
um, yeah, I think that even like our local mushrooms work well.
mhm. Yeah.
Local mushrooms work well with pasta. And you can even make your own pesto
Yeah. Oh,
because now you can,
that is something I have to keep stock up in my freezer. So
yeah,
I am never without frozen pesto sauce because my children love it. In fact, I grow basil. We always have to have pesto sauce because if it's not on pasta, we put it even just on toasts that you make, let's say with baguette, and then just put some cheese on top. So it's like a quick snack.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
I think pesto is so versatile, and the herbs now are so plentiful.
mhm.
Uh, basil is so plentiful.
Yeah.
What do you use as a substitute to the pine nuts?
Actually, I put the pine nuts. I don't put the pine nuts. You could use the pine nuts, or you can even just omit them. I think in my cooking for two, I don't even have them there. You could use
Yeah.
some other kind of oily nut like walnuts, but it's not really necessary. To me, it's not really necessary. So
Yeah.
as long as you've got the basil and the garlic and a good amount of Parmesan cheese, that's really what carries it. The pine nut just makes it more unctuous because it's oily and rich. But
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, and also another interesting or very easy ingredient would be your basic black olives and
Mhm.
anchovies.
yeah,
You can
yeah,
make either an oil-based sauce with that or a tomato sauce like a puttanesca,
Mhm.
right? That's
yeah.
they're easily found in supermarkets.
Yeah. So normally, let's say if I have college age students and they're going to go abroad and study in a dorm, and so I have to teach them how to cook, I'll teach them like a basic pomodoro or tomato sauce, and then show that from
Yes,
the it's already nice as is. And then you could
yes,
turn it into a puttanesca by adding olives and anchovies and mushrooms. Or you could make it a seafood pasta by just adding some shrimp and squid. And if you're studying abroad, they normally sell those things already peeled, so it's quite easy. So things like that, you can even add some cream to you can even add some cream to a tomato-based sauce, and it totally changes.
yeah. I,
You
I remember the first time I tried to make a tinapa pasta, I had a recipe with cream.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got it from a chef of mine from Tagaytay, and a chef friend of mine, and his recipe had cream.
Yeah.
And when I got home, I tried it, and it was of course, if you're watching your cholesterol or your fat content, it's better without the cream.
Mhm.
But I love the cream with the tinapa.
Yeah. No, for second occasions, of course, the cream is nice because that makes it really festive.
Yes. Yes. And I
But
noticed you didn't anymore put any cheese at the end. No more Parmesan cheese. No more like even
no, no, because I don't think it goes.
yeah.
I don't think it would match. And in fact, even Italians would. I think they would be mortified if you place parmesan on any pasta that had seafood in it because they feel
Yeah.
it doesn't
So
match.
friends out, yeah. I mean,
Of course,
that's
when they
that's one no actually, because I noticed that for a lot of Filipinos, a pasta dish, they'd like pour tons of that powdered Parmesan cheese all
But
the time,
that's
and
okay because we're in
sometimes
the Philippines, so we
it
can do
destroys.
we can do what we
Yeah,
like.
of course. But I think when it comes to maintaining the right balance of ingredients for that particular recipe, we recommend that you don't anymore put any Parmesan cheese or Romano,
Yeah,
because the balance of the lemon and the tinapa
it's
and
just
garlic, that's what we're after, right? Yeah. So, I wish I'm gonna make that, and I'm gonna find a nice gold Sauvignon Blanc. I think that's gonna go with that pasta. Now, we have one more video, and it's so timely because right now we're at the height of summer, and there are a lot of beautiful fruits in season.
mhm.
I think that people will welcome this as a great alternative to ice cream, because the fruits are plentiful, and the thing is, you also don't want the calories of like a rich ice cream. So we have a special video showing Vicky's sorbet recipes. So did technical, you can now play our third video.
Hi, I'm Vicky Veloso-BARRERA and welcome once again to Tiny Kitchen, my cooking school. Today we're going to do something which is just perfect for the summer season. Well, it's summer practically all year round in the Philippines, and it's also a trending dessert right now. We are talking about sorbets. So, since we have so many nice fresh fruit in the summer. It's so nice to make this chilled dessert, which is easier than ice cream. We don't need any dairy. We don't need an ice cream maker. You just need a freezer, something to blend your fruit with. So a regular blender, a food processor, or even a small juicer like this. So we are using for today this very nice ripe cantaloupe melon. So you're just going to cut it into cubes. Now, when the fruit is perfectly ripe like this and really sweet, because you would have tasted it, you don't add anything. You don't add water, you don't add sugar, nothing. If it tastes really good, raw, eaten as is, then you add nothing to your sorbet. So you're just going to cut your fruit into cubes and puree it. And then once you've pureed it, you're gonna turn the fruit puree into a pan. It's preferably a metal pan because this conducts the cold, so it'll chill more easily. So you'll stick the puree. So I've added nothing to this. This is just pure melon, no sugar, no dairy. After about 30 minutes, it's gonna be like semi-frozen. So you're gonna get a fork and you're going to scrape down the ice crystals. Now, what this is going to do is break up your ice crystals so that you have a nice fine sorbet instead of one gigantic ice cube. So every 30 to 40 minutes, you're going to take it out of your freezer, you're going to scrape it down, and then you're going to put it back. That's all. 4 or 5 scrapes later, you have sorbet. So here's my finished melon sorbet, and you can just be creative. This is a coconut sorbet, so I used fresh buko, which is young coconut meat, with some of the coconut water and gata. I did add a little sugar to this. And then this is mango. Now these mangoes came from my mother-in-law's tree. They were very ripe. They needed nothing. No sugar, no water. Just cut into cubes, just puree it, and then scrape, and that's it. Now, these frozen strawberries, I use frozen strawberries from the supermarket. So you just thaw them to the point where you can crush them, and you do have to add a little bit of sugar because the packaged frozen strawberries are a little tart. So just taste it. You don't have to add that much. Maybe for a pint of sorbet, a third cup of sugar is plenty. So just to taste. And then this one is honeydew. Now when I opened this honeydew, it wasn't so flavorful. So I did add the juice of half a lemon. Now you can use calamansi or daya, any citrus that you have on hand. And I added a little honey to make it more flavorful. And I added a few drops of green food coloring so that it would look more attractive. So this is my honeydew sorbet, and now it's very flavorful. So when you're going to serve your sorbet, take it out of the freezer for at least 20 minutes so that it won't be rock solid, and then just scoop it out. This is my son's favorite, the strawberry. Put it in a nice container and enjoy.
We'll be back shortly with Tita Gracie. Let's chat with Tita Gracie, only here on V81 Radio. Technology allows us to explore a variety of opportunities. So why not grab one for you? Kickstart your online business with Big Benta. Create an account, visit our store builder, then make your online shop. Be visible, gain customers, and run your business hassle-free. Plus, enjoy the support of our local merchandising team to maximize our platform. Make technology work for you with Big Benta, Pinoy e-commerce site made for you. After this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local, visit local, go local. Para enjoy ang pakikinig sa V81 Radio kahit saan, we are now on your Amazon Echo devices. Just say, Alexa, play V81 Radio at i-enjoy ang inyong mga paboritong Pinoy music 24/7. Sabihin lang, Alexa, play V81 Radio. You've got space? Be a host at BK's. Let that room, condo unit, resort, hotel, or event space bring in profit for you. Have those rented out for a short-term vacation or long-term stay. Earn while offering your space to be someone's home away from home, or an area to make new memories. Only at BK's. Log on to bks.ph. Now, after this pandemic, let's support the Filipino community. Buy local. Visit local. Go local. Kabayan, naho-homesick ka ba? I-download na ang aming mobile app at mag-enjoy sa mga kantang tatak Pinoy and feel like you're home. The V81 Radio mobile app, available in the App Store and Google Play Store. V81 Radio mobile app, free now, free forever.